Okay. Namaste everyone. Um, Steve Chandler, he is one of my another favorite authors. So every time I introduce the book, I'm introducing the author also, where um, you will get to know about different books they have written and the flavor of what they do. Steve Chandler is a coach. He is an excellent person. I will show you some of the books he has written also. This book is one of my favorite book, The Story of You, where he talks about how we tell stories. Um, the amazing thing is, a lot of times he tells that mm, if I don't like something, we, everybody has some dislikes and dislikes. So when we don't like something, he says we are not liking that product or that person. It is the story I told about that thing. That's why I'm not liking or not disliking. If the story changes, everything is fine. So the beautiful example I always think of is uh, not Winder, the one who wrote Aladdin Factor. He tells one story, beautiful story. Before we go into the book, I tell that story. Uh, there was a bus or a train going on, and the person was sitting in there. And one father comes in with his five kids into the bus or train, whatever it is. So they were sitting there, and once the journey starts, the children starts playing and making noise, throwing papers, all kinds of things they are doing it, and the person who is sitting there gets irritated, and he was thinking, what kind of dad he is? He is not able to control his kids. He is not doing anything. What's this? So all these thoughts are going in his mind, and finally he says, he talks with him. The dad was just sitting silently, so he talks with him and says, oh, you have five kids. That's what he says. Just says, he has to say something. He didn't say anything. Then he says, yes, we are just coming from the hospital. Their mom passed away. So immediately the story changes, and you feel whatever noise or whatever is doing, you don't feel anything because the story changed. Oh, their mom passed away. So that's why the story of you is a very powerful book, where he talks about how the stories influence us. Everything is a story. The story we tell to sell something, even if we want to go to a restaurant, we tell a story. Oh, that restaurant has a wonderful dosa, all that stuff you tell, people will come there. Otherwise, you just tell the name, maybe nobody will go. So the Steve Chandler is as I mentioned, is a coach, life coach, and all his books are towards that only. So in this book, he tells all the our lives are governed by the story we created in the childhood, usually limiting the narrative designed to keep us safe or explain our preconceived weaknesses. So look both sides before you cross the street. This is a story that our parents told. We still it is running us so that we are safe, and some of them are perceived weaknesses, like I'm bad with numbers, I'm bad with science. These are the stories which we have. So those are limiting us. That might be in my fifth grade, or that might be in my 10th grade. I did something wrong, or some weakness was there, but it is limiting us. These are the stories he talks about it. And he says, I identify that conditioned self and dismantle it and create your own self, whatever you want. That's what he says. So the conditioned story, that's what he tells. And I am not good with money. I'm a procrastinator. I'm just this type of person. A lot of people you might have heard think about it. I'm like this. Yeah, even you might have said that I'm like this. I cannot change. And one of my friend used to say, Nagraj, don't rock my boat. I am going my life is going good. So that is the comfort zone. He doesn't want to change anything. So all these narratives, we create our stories, and we think that is us. That story is us, instead of thinking we are different from story. The book highlights how we mesmerized by our own history, our own past, ownership and victimhood. But instead of taking ownership of our life, we have become victim of our life, victim of our story. The reasons why they can't change, they tell the story about it. And the radical optimization and imagination and other things he talks about it. And the old story is conditioned. Why I am the way I am is the focus, and the new story is who I want to be today and tomorrow. What I want to be tomorrow, I can create that one. Energy is also drained because of past regrets and limitations. Fueled by future can be, or today I can create a creative action. um, Another story comes to my mind is Wayne Dyer tells a story. Once he goes to Chicago, and the lady was driving him around. In those days, uh, we didn't had our own cars, no rental cars. So somebody was driving her, and that lady was had a cold, and she was using a hanky and saying that, see, this cold is came like 3 weeks back and still there. Another 2 weeks it will be there. So she was telling all that stuff, and suddenly she asked Wayne Dyer, said, "You don't feel cold? You don't get anytime cold or cough or sneeze, all the common cold?" He says, "Oh no, whenever it comes, I tell it that there is a lady in Chicago, go to her. So she might be, it might be coming to you." That's what Wayne Dyer tells. So it's how we think about everything that is what sometimes inevitable happens, but it doesn't need to be. A lot of people tell a story that, oh, weather change, so I will be attacked by this and that and other stuff they tell. I always question them because of all this vain dare, everybody. I question them. How can you say that it will come? You are like a god. You can predict your own future. They says no. It is happening for before. But in the mutual funds and the stocks, they tell past performance is no guarantee of future performance. But past experiences are guaranteed for future. So how they contradict? We contradict ourselves. So that's why he tells about catch yourself before you go further. And let me share a presentation with that. This one, where is it? Yeah,
Divya, can you give Sir
yeah,
co-host permission?
I'll request it. Yeah,
How did I end up being a host, Kalpana? I don't know, but I will do it.
yeah,
Yeah, I already did. No
yeah.
worries.
So the story of you here is mastering the art of self-creation and moving from your conditioned past to your created future. Yeah. See here, four books I put here is Reinventing Yourself and 100 Ways to Motivate Yourself and 100 Ways to Motivate Others. Both books are there. I didn't put that one here. So you can even motivate. So very simple things he put there, and even one thing you like it, it will change your life. So I strongly recommend exploring his books. So Fearless is another book where he put, I think, 39 chapters or something. It's like 1 or 2 pages. Again, he challenges all our limited beliefs, and then how to change the creating the courage to change the things you can. And today we are talking about the story of you. We don't live in a reality. We always think within our story, live in a story we told ourselves in childhood to explain our world. See, all these authors, you can correlate it. If you read Four Agreements, there also same thing he says. Our parents domesticated us, and we live in that story. Like he starts off with a child not able to sing or adult. Why? Because her mom told when she was 5 year old, you sing ugly, and she still carry that story. The same thing here he says, this conditioned self is a collection of habits, not a soul. We mistake our history for our identity. And I am this, usually just I have a habit of this. So we always tell that stories. Unless we think about, oh, this is a story, unless we think about it, it keeps running in our life. Think about it, like either our life or watch other people telling the stories, you will see it. And etiology and theology. So this one is basically when we did the courage to be disliked, there we got that I am this way because of what happened to me. That is a victim mentality, versus I am using this behavior to achieve a specific goal, usually safety. Either one of them will have the, like some lot of others come to my mind, like even people don't like to go out, they will have some knee issue or leg issue or something will happen because they don't want to go out to fulfill that desire, something will happen to them. So unconsciously we build that, body will build it, what we don't want to do, so to achieve it, it creates some problem. So because you want to stay safe. So the victim or owner path. The fundamental shift in power is victims focus on why me and look for reasons to stay the same. Owners are what now and look for actions to take. And action step replace I can't because with I won't because to see the choice involved. When I'm reading these things also, I was thinking about another book also where she talks about mind. Um, I'll let now. It will come to mind. The courage to be disliked is I mentioned about the book, which is a freedom requires a separation of tasks, where he talks about what other people are thinking about me is their task, not my task. So you are separating the story told to you by someone else in the pure past. If you separate that, you will be different. If you do look at that, the story only limiting you, then you are staying there. So that's what the courage to be disliked mentions. Here is story is often performance for others. We performance like if I do this thing, my dad will be happy. If I get good marks, my mom will be happy. All these things because we work for someone else. We are always thinking about what other people think about it. The true freedom is the willingness to be misunderstood while you create your own new life, new self. So designing the future self, practical creation is always think about the but. If you catch that narrative in real time, I am like I can do it, but I never did it. Uh, so another thing in Toastmasters, I think Divya knows about it. Whoever is in Toastmaster, they says never put your butt in front of other people's face. It looks odd, but see the but comes many number of times. Um, when we want to negate something, but comes in. He is very honest, but sometimes he messes up. So what happened? The his honesty is gone because we put that but and explain something else. So same way, if we analyze that, catch our butt and rewrite the script, you will be much better. Yeah. If you were the author of a hero, what would you do next? He asked that question. Choose one small thing today to contradict your old story. So first identify your old story and then contradict it, move forward. That's what he says. And the pen is in your own hand. Your story, it's your story, you write it. Your story is not who you are, it's just a story, and because it's a story, it can be written at any time. What is one chapter of your old story you are closing today? So that is just a presentation, but I will go through the chapters, some of the chapters in the book, what he mentions about it. Like, where did you learn your story? I mentioned with from childhood, different people give us the story, teachers, parents, relatives, everybody gives that. And Chos is in the highest form of order. Chaos, chaos, whatever way you pronounce that one, is highest form of order. You might have read that in science. If you are a science student, they explain that it's a beautiful order, but we think that Chos is a problem. Steve Chandler has his own coach who tells him that love the chaos or Chos, and it will make it. Chose is the highest form of order. You can be more organized. Steve Hardison is his coach. But don't make chose wrong. Befriend it. Welcome it. Only then you can bring it to better control. So anything is happening which you don't like it, make it love it. Even I think a lot of authors mention that love the problem, love the challenge, take it as a challenge, then you can overcome it. If you think it's a big problem, it's difficult to overcome it. That's what a lot of authors tell. And he tells that, are you a story told by an idiot? um, it's American style. So he says all the stories someone told, like even somebody says something bad about it, we go and mull it over. So he said, if you think that way, what about what's good about this? Then you can overcome it. Where is the gift in this? For everything, look for the gift. Then you will be much better position to change yourself instead of beating yourself. The same way, stories always serve some part of us. We think we need to our alibis, but it is up to us to find out if they can serving the weak part or strong part. If the story is serving you to become stronger, which is good. If the story is making you weaker, challenge it, question it. So in this book, he talks different things. One thing he mentions is beautiful one, uh, determining the height of your success. That is a chapter name he puts it, and he gives an example of NCAA college basketball tournament in 2004, Washington. He gives Darius Washington. He was one of the player there, and he is very good player. However, there is a 72% free thrower. He's a very good throw the basketball. And there was Memphis and Louisville. They are playing the game, and Louisville is at 75, Memphis is at 74. And if this guy gets a three free throws, and everybody was waiting, if out of three, even if he throws one, they will draw it, and if he throws two, they will win it. So he throws three of them, and all three will go away. So he builds a story also for us, and everything goes away. And Darius just sat there and starts crying, and everybody was looking at, and whole media focused on him crying on the field itself. And that's what he was seeing. That time, Tyrese Gibson, who is one of the Illustrated Weekly associated with that, he see that in a TV, and he calls him in person and tells him that the depth of your struggle will determine the height of your success. The depth of your struggle will determine the height of success. He works with him, and he talks, and uh, he brings him out of that despair. Like a lot of times, that's what happens. If some mistake happens, we beat ourselves that we are like that. We failed. So the same thing this guy was going, and another person reaches out and brings him out, saying that, hey, it happened fine. And he tells him, you failed, that's fine, but you can move forward. You have whole future in the future. You are not going to repeat the same mistake. We might see that also whenever something happens to us, next time the same thing happened to us, the situation, we immediately think that past incident. That is the story. Like my own story, I tell, like when I went to India in 2012 2014, I lived in Pune. And when I go for a walk, whenever I see street dogs, the fear is to come. Then I started telling my own story, saying it's going on its own life, leading its own life. I am leading my life. It's going on its own purpose. I am going by my own purpose, and change my thoughts. The fear goes away, and just I goes in front of it. I have seen people carrying sticks, but I never carried a stick, because I started, as soon as I see this dog, I tell, you are going in your own way. You are doing your business. I'm doing my business. Go away. So that's what I tell. So that everything changes by the story you change it. And he also tells one beautiful story where we resume enhancers, enhance our resume by something, and how it messes our life. There are very famous people, and why, I don't know why they had, like, one guy is yeah, attack of resume enhancers, where brings up a couple of stories. Where is a governor of New Mexico, Bill Richardson. He had success. He's a governor, but he had a in his resume that he was drafted in a high school. But when paper checks it out and everything, he never played for thing, no thing, never drafted for to play the college football and other things. And he, instead of accepting it, he keeps beating himself. So like that. And then he says about Notre Dame head football coach, who is George Leary. He also says about the degree he achieved, and then he played for the school. Uh, when they found out, Notre Dame fires him. He has his ability, he has skill. However, because of lie he put in the resume, he gets fired, and he everybody blames him. When he goes to Florida and makes the team win, everybody makes him as a victim of the situation. But it's not. It's a lie is a lie. So we also put few things in the resume. Um, I have seen that. I might have done it by changing a little bit this or that way. But how much lie you are putting in? Like, one lady put in her resume. I never heard this one. She says she puts a lot of things and puts an asterisk next to it, and at the bottom she says lie. Who is going to look at the bottom? Who is going to notice the asterisk? But she puts that way, like, I am playing in a movie and other stuff, like that. Lie, L-I, I put lie, asterisk, I put L-I-E. Terry Gar, that's the name of the lady. So like that, he covers a lot of things, and real life incidents he gives, how to overcome your story, uh, how many ways we tell our story. So he covers a lot of things like that. Nothing has a meaning by itself until someone shows up to attach a story to it. The same thing, words have no meaning unless we give a meaning to it. If somebody says something bad to me, that in a language which I don't understand, it doesn't have any influence on me. But if it is known to me, then it's a problem. We start thinking about it. And many of you have this experience when we, like, if you have a friend who doesn't know your native language, or you are in a different state where there is no you don't know the language, but first thing they teach you is the four languages and say that it's a namaste. So you might have experienced that. When you don't know the meaning of the word, it doesn't make any sense. Even native Indians, when America, when Europeans came in a ship, they didn't notice the ship because they don't have a ship concept in their mind. They were thinking people are walking from the water to the land. They didn't recognize the ship at all until they learned about it. The same way, the stories are meaning we associate with the story is very important. If you change that meaning, the story changes. Prejudice is nothing more than a negative story made up by the people to give them a sense of advantage. They feel that diminishing someone else's story strengthens their own, isn't it? We do. Oh, they are doing bad. They are whatever they are doing is. How are we telling they are doing bad? Because I have my story that I am doing good. I am a great guy, and all of them are wasting their time. All of them are not doing this because of the story I built, and I feel superior over other people. The same way, many things happen. Or we can go the other way around. Everybody is great. I am the only victim here. I am the bad guy. Like that. So I strongly recommend reading this book, The Story of You, or 100 Ways to Motivate Yourself. Beautiful books. Check it out. Thank you.